Good morning and welcome to 30 Ways, 30 Days. I'm Susie Jacobs and it is 11:07, which means you and I get to spend the next 9 minutes together unpacking the assumptions that can really undermine our confidence and play havoc with our best laid plans. I'm excited. It's day 27. And we're going to be asking, why are those filters so freaking hard to shake? But before we go there, let's revisit yesterday for all our agile thinkers out there. Who made an attempt to do things differently yesterday? Who decided to buy different brands at the shop or go to a different shop altogether, to take a different route home, to do a different kind of exercise, watch a different kind of TV program, read a different kind of book? Let me know. I want to hear from you. Post to us in the activity feed maybe, because agile thinking was a topic for day 26 and really challenging ourselves about the label that we can apply. We like to think we're agile thinkers, but as they say, the proof is in the pudding. What is the reality? What is it that we do? Good morning, Tom. Lovely to see you out there. It is day 27. We're talking about filters and why they're so hard to shake. But before we do, just want to give everyone a moment to jump on board and let me know how you went with changing it up yesterday. What did you do differently? I know for one that I did some things differently last night. Absolutely. Good morning, Letitia. Nice to see you. Did you do something different yesterday? You know, it is our brains don't discern the difference between fantasy and reality. So if you think you and continue to tell yourself you're an agile thinker, that's awesome. Your brain will believe you. You will believe you. But unless you're actually doing something different, it's just a fantasy. Only had one coffee. Good on you. I thought you were going to say you only had one beer, and I was about to say, really? Only had one coffee. That's awesome, Tom. Yeah. It is. I actually just didn't turn the TV on at all last night. But I did watch Netflix, and I differentiate between TV and Netflix. Netflix, I feel, is a very specific action to watch something particular. And for me, yesterday, I'd heard about The Social Dilemma. And it fits in really nicely with our topic today about filters and why they're so hard to shake. So, agile thinkers, if you feel as though you get frustrated because you get stuck, shifting some of those habits and really our rituals, our common ways of doing things become habits in the end. And as we age, those habits calcify, narrow our view of the world. And that's really what a filter is. If you think about our filters, they help us make sense of the world. Yeah, they help us to disregard the stuff which we think is unimportant to our lives and stay focused on the stuff which is. Our filters begin from day dot, and they're created unconsciously, so we don't even know that they are there. And this is the problem. If we don't know they're there, it's because one, we haven't had the education, and we've talked about that in previous episodes of 30 Ways, 30 Days. So ones, we don't even know that they're there. And then because they're habits, they are unconscious ways of behaving. So we stop noticing. Which brings me to the social dilemma. And can I recommend you, everyone out there, watch this show, particularly if you have young'uns. Right? Watch this show. You see, when we talk about habits, and they usually relate to habits that we're trying to break, whether it's about the food we eat, the lack of exercise, or how much we drink, or being more structured in the way we work, or making me switch off from work at the end of the day, we often think about ourselves as not being disciplined enough. We're not being motivated enough. And I talked about this in a keynote I delivered to Accountants Daily. It's actually disempowering us, that when we unpack what discipline and motivation is, underneath that are some filters which are based on our values and beliefs. And when we go to those source documents, so to speak, those filters which are the values and our beliefs, and we start working at that level, then we can start changing our habits if we choose, right? So when we're only working on the superficial level, those filters, which are our values and beliefs, they're never changing. So we constantly have to be working on the superficial level. But if we go to the source of that stuff, the source of motivation and discipline, we work at the source, then we get to change how we operate in the world. Social Dilemma talks about the insidious way that our habits are being manipulated by the marketing tactics of big tech companies. Now, it's nothing new. Advertising has been doing this since it became a thing. It's just more pervasive and more invasive, and we have so little idea that it's actually happening. So this conversation isn't about the social dilemma, although I do say to you, watch it, but it does give you and will give you an insight how it's not your motivation or discipline that needs your attention. What needs your attention is the inward journey to find out what lies within you, to get to those source documents, the source of your life, so that you get to choose how you live it, and not some tech company who, with their marketing and with the way that they have invaded every aspect of our life, they get to manipulate how we think, how we feel, and how we behave. Never has it been more important for us to get conscious. That's what we're talking about. If you want to shift a filter, if you want to unburden yourself from a filter, all it requires is your attention. There's no secret sauce, there's no quick fix. But once you give it your attention, you go to those source operating places, then you're empowered to live a life that you truly desire. So, there's a bit of a rant right there. Can I get a thumbs up or a juicy love heart if that makes sense? Do you have questions? Does it kind of make sense? You know, if you want to change anything, you go to the source. Otherwise, you're a little duck paddling along on the pond, go running as fast as you can, but nothing's changing underneath. You want to be the creator of your one short, sweet, gorgeous life, and you can. It's not hard, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing to fix. But man, there is some great stuff to learn. And never has this been more important for you, for the next generation, for the future guardians of our nation and of our globe. Stay conscious. Get the basic understanding and education on how you operate as a human being, so that you get to say what your life looks like. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look. Any questions there? Anything going on out there that you want to ask me? You can remember, you can continue this conversation that we're having by completing one of the EQ SWOTs, going to susiejacobs.com, filling out a contact form, send me a message, hey, I want to know more about this, that and the other. Go back, listen to the previous episodes of 30 Ways, 30 Days. You can unshackle yourself from your filters. Go to the source. So, if I'm speaking your language, you want to know more, you can just message us in the activity feed. Go to susiejacobs.com. Pass this on to your friends, family, and foes. It is a watch party at 9:07 tonight, at 7:07 tomorrow morning. And of course, I'll be back here at 11:07 tomorrow for day 28. You can come back and see me, ask your questions, keep the conversation going. I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.